Hi, this is Mark and Charlie. We're going to give you an overview of the idea that we would like to work with you on. You told Charlie about studio problems that you're hearing, and they're trying to solve them. What we heard was studios are sitting on a bunch of unused or underused cartoon canon that they would like to monetize and rejuvenate. And everything is binge watching and clips. The old model doesn't work. Consumers are used to content being pushed through social media, through shorts and broadcast. It's all different now. They're also changing society values. Everything is political and everyone is sick of it. They need cost benefits. The writer's strike, monetization paths, they are all different now, and it's making them rethink their traditional animation cost and investments. So, is there a way to address all of these problems with a single vehicle? We say, yeah, we're going to choose E, all of the above.
It's time for the Family Feud! Introducing for today's feud, TV's most beloved mystery solvers, the Scooby Gang!
Why, where are we, Scoob?
Yeah, where are we?
Jeeper!
My hair's been stuck in the Stone Age.
Jinkies, my hair doesn't move.
My hair doesn't feel free. I don't feel free.
Well, that's all changed now.
I've been searching for a way to end the mystery of beautiful hair. Mystery solved.
Welcome to What's My Lion?
Pastrami Special. And his opponent driving a 2.5-liter, 3.5 Pizza 8 Buzz Droopy.
We didn't even have to say a word because whether you were in the industry or a 55-year-old housewife in Keokuk, Iowa, or a 10-year-old kid watching TV at his grandparents' house, you know who these characters are, you know the basic situation, you can understand the story concept instantly. Garfield's watching TV in his own world, and he's flipping through the channels. You may have noticed we were also watching Fred Flintstone's TV. You see, Fred, he's actually just an actor playing his cartoon character. We were originally going to do a Fred Flintstone, but Garfield worked better in this instance. Whoever it is, and it could be somebody different every week after work, they're going to interact with other actors from time to time, but then they're going to watch TV in their real world. And that's the basic concept. That's the basic concept. This is stories within stories, programs within programs, cartoons within cartoons. And now you add commercials and the possibility of paid product placement inside of a cartoon, or talk shows, or some of the original shows that Charlie and I've come up with a couple of examples. All of them are just TV shows being watched by the actors after work. There's no project if there's no money, and we know that. So we tried to think of all of the corporate and financial reasons that a studio would say no. We tried to anticipate where the brick walls could occur, and then we planned around them. That defined the field that we play in. That's the ball field. That's where we start. Any idea has to stay within those boundaries, but it also had to identify and fix key problems that the studios are also having. So one of the ways we're doing this is we're going to leverage IP. The treatment of these characters is going to open new revenue streams for merchandising and content demand. The studios are also going to have the option of bridging in other intellectual property, whether it's music or TV or movies. And we've got the audience, Gen Alpha to boomers, ages 10 to 65 plus. This is a cost effective and time effective solution. It's simple, board driven, limited animation. And it's going to create a content factory for the studios with minimal cost or risk to the brand and with substantial upside. We plan for something that is relatively simple and entertaining and lighthearted, creative and fun. And I hate to beat on this, but this is again, this concept is perfect for shorts distribution, which is how everybody is consuming media these days. The most important thing for you is we can change this structure enough, or we can hold to it. We can take this to any studio, not just Warner Brothers. That's the first one. This idea carries over, and it would be with completely different character catalogs. The more that we talk, the more that this is going to make sense. I'm going to breeze through this portion because you can go back and review it later. The concepts are simple enough. The key is how they're put together in a way that is safe, flexible, cost, and time efficient. The TV shows watched, they're going to be reflective of today's pop culture, but it's going to be in the cartoon TV world. There'll be regular shows and segments that rotate in and out. It won't be every week that certain things will be in. These could be gag clips of 15 to 30 seconds, or it could be a full segment, like a 3-minute game show or a talk show or soap opera. It uses limited animation, upper body, reusable backgrounds. Characters can rotate in and out among various storylines. And then also, old content can be used in a creative way. We have an example of that coming up. In the business world, this is called an incubator. It is a shared platform where you can do different things. And in this case, studios can try new animation projects without even sponsoring a full pilot. We anticipate that there's going to be spin-offs from the shows that we create here. This is not a simple single cartoon idea because everything is content. Everything. This show can literally be anything without damage to characters, scenarios, or anything else. There's already enough content out there. We will never run out of ideas, and it's stuff that's just lighthearted, classic, and funny. There's another upside to the studios. Think of this as a Saturday Night Live, SCTV, Robot Chicken, Space Ghost, Coast to Coast, and Muppet Show mashup. Where I mentioned Muppet Show because the idea of pigs in space, veterinarians hospital, and Muppet Labs, and who can forget Beaker? This is a high-level overview of the purpose behind what we put together, and we are ready to expand on any of these concepts in any follow-up conversations. So my mom has this old game from the 1950s called Changeable Charlie's Aunt. I'm going to use it as an example because each block is a variation of the same part of the face. So there's 4 eyes on one, 4 noses, 4 eyes on another. And you can use those different blocks to create different funny faces. And those 11 blocks alone create more than 4 million combinations. So use that as an example. We can constantly swipe out characters and storylines inside of the individual shows that are being watched on cartoon TV. And the inspiration for content is already so widespread, we'll never run out of story ideas. Board artists and writers should love this. You may be thinking it sounds all well and good, but how is this actually going to work? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let me explain. Writers and board artists are going to be able to turn nearly anything into content, and that content will be timely and timeless with this kind of freedom. So just as a few ideas we came up with, you can have the Darwin Awards, which is the Coyote and Roadrunner safety show, sponsored by Acme, of course. Reality Adventures, a spinoff of Ghost Adventures. There's cartoon ghosts that hunt for the ghost hunters, and they're scared to death of them. It'd be great if we could get the guys from Ghost Adventures to tie into this, but other intellectual property. As you can see, this can be anything. We can design unexpected options. We could have Porky Pig with an English accent, no stutter, because he just plays a character with a stutter. Characters can talk to themselves about the shows being watched or just watch TV. So let's say you've got a legacy cartoon character that's been canceled. The studio wants to find a way to rehabilitate him in some way that you can monetize the character again. We chose one of the hardest characters we could think of to bring back for this example, Pepe Le Pew. Studio tells us, hey, we want to resurrect and update Pepe Le Pew, go. The first thing we're going to do is go to the writers and board artists and look at what type of a character it is, how to get away from past negatives and reintroduce him in a different way. There are so many different options within this cartoon structure, commercials, news stories, short gag clips. But we thought Stupid Laws would be a great vehicle for this. So Stupid Laws shows real stupid laws that are across the country in different states or different cities. So in Mobile, Alabama, it is illegal to own, use, or manufacture noxious devices, stench bombs, stink bombs. Well, this is a natural to put Pepe Le Pew in because he's a skunk. So as an ode to the past, Pepe's got a swipe phone, and he's always swipe right, swipe right, swipe right. Elmer's a police officer who's hunting for Pepe Le Pew in the suburbs of Mobile, Alabama, because Pepe keeps spraying. And Elmer ends up catching him, and Pepe goes to jail. You give some competent board artists and writers a concept like this, they're going to love it. And they'll do a better job than we can because we've given them the vehicle to be the best version of themselves. So you see, this isn't a simple, regular, seen it before, single cartoon story to design, develop, shop around. We've tried to plan around the negatives from the studio because, again, we know that there's no project if there's no money. So if you can get your attention with this and you can communicate the concept with them or get us in front of them and we will help you communicate it, we think you'll get a yes more likely and more quickly. Because how many of their largest pain points can be solved for less money and faster than we can? It's not a single cartoon idea. It's just cartoon actors watching TV after work. So there's shows within shows. We've planned around the barriers to money. It's hard to imagine a reason that the studios would say no to this. Because this is board-driven, limited animation. We've got the demographic. We're ready for the content to be pushed out. I mean, it's just naturally suited to that. There's other potential benefits to the studio, huge upsides. But most importantly, this is just flexible. It can go to other network studios. It could go anywhere. And whatever the studio wants, if it'll get them to say yes, we can change it. It's not a big deal. And that's the beauty of this approach. It's simple, extremely profitable, fast, and low risk. And so how does this help you, Ashley? It helps you with constant production with a fast turnaround. And it's a win-win for everybody. Thank you so much for getting through this far into the video. We look forward to talking with you in the future to answer any questions you may have.